Okay guys, so what I'm going to be doing today is I will be reading a story that I created. It is called Izuku the Wizard, and it will be an Izuku x Hermione fanfiction. Okay? Please do leave comments. I would like to know how I'm doing and if I should continue. Thank you. Okay, so at the start of the story there is an author's note. Izuku will be the same age as Harry, 11, but he will still be like he was in the STEM arc of My Hero. Izuku will be transported in the middle of the first year at Hogwarts. It was like any other day for me, except I kept having dreams of magic and wizards. During my fight with Stain, I saw a purple portal open up under me, and I couldn't get out of it and fell unconscious. When I woke up, I was surrounded by people with strange robes. Suddenly, I heard a booming voice say, "Calm down." I stood up, and a frail, pale man with jet black hair had a stick pointing at my neck. The man yelled at me, "Who are you?" I answered, saying my name was Izuku Midoriya, and I have no idea where I am. It felt like he was reading my mind when I answered his question. Then I asked why he has a stick in his hand. He seemed very confused when I answered that. Then an old man came running down the steps, telling him to get the wand off of my neck. "Snape, get the wand off the poor child," said the old man with a strangely long beard. "Dumbledore, this person is a complete stranger, and no one knows who he is or how he got here," said the pale man. I stood back and asked who they were. Dumbledore gave a small smile and said that his name was Dumbledore, and that the pale man was named Snape. Then I asked where I was. He said, "Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry." Then I said, "Wizards?" Dumbledore was very surprised by this and told me to follow him to his office. In Dumbledore's office. When I got there, he asked where I was from, and I said from Japan in 2148. When I looked at the man, he seemed surprised. He said that the year was 1991. I had no idea what to say. I had woken up in the past where there were witches and wizards. Dumbledore walked over to a shelf and grabbed an old hat. "This is the sorting hat. It will tell you what house you will be in," said the old man. I was confused and asked what a house was. He answered back with Gryffindor, the brave and chivalrous; Ravenclaw, the smart and wise; Hufflepuff, kind and dedicated; Slytherin, cunning and ambitious. He then put the hat on my head, and it seemed to think for a long time before yelling, "Gryffindor!" Dumbledore called for someone named Percy, who came running through the door. Dumbledore told Percy to take me to the Gryffindor common room because it was getting late. Harry's perspective. Me, Hermione, and Ron were talking on our way to the common room. "What do you think that was about, with that kid in the dining hall?" asked Hermione. "I don't know, Hermione," I said. "Maybe he was teleported there by someone." When we got to our house room, we sat in the common room talking. When me and Percy got to the common room, I saw 3 people sitting near the fire. Maybe I should introduce myself, I thought. I walked over and said, "Hi, I'm Izuku. Nice to meet you," I said with a big smile. The one with jet black hair and green eyes talked first. He put out his hand and said, "Hey, I'm Harry Potter. Nice to meet you." I shook his hand. Next was the girl with the long, brown, messy hair. "It's nice to meet you as well. I'm Hermione." Last was Ron. He just yelled, "Why is he here?" I watched Hermione walk behind Ron and slap him on the head and tell him to shut up. I laughed a little when she did that. I gave off the biggest smile I could and said, "I hope we can all become friends." I then walked up to my new room and saw there were a bunch of supplies that I would need, including books, robes, and clothes. I decided I should study some before I went to sleep. I read everything I could, learned all kinds of new things about this world, such as how to brew potions, how to use magic properly, and cure diseases with plants. After my long study session, I went to sleep, and strangely enough, I dreamed about my new friends. Alright, that is the end of Chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed.